Welcome to the Ace of Decks channel, where we're going to cover all things outdoor living, from decks, patios, covered structures, and everything you need to know to create the perfect backyard. Let's jump right in. Today we're going to be talking about design and how to turn any ordinary backyard into a personalized retreat. If you're in the early stages of building a new backyard, you've probably been doing a lot of research, looking through a lot of information that's out there on the internet, and maybe you're struggling to make the best decisions for your backyard. So today we're going to jump into why a design is going to be the best place for you to start your project. Reason number one, why design matters. Ultimately, a design is going to determine how the space is used. With a 3D design, you're able to actually visualize what the space is going to look like and think through how you want to use a space and intentionally design a space that's going to work for your home. I know that when we're designing an outdoor space for a new customer, one of the first things that we keep in mind is, first and foremost, how do we go from indoor living to outdoor living, and how do we tie it all together? We want a seamless transition from walking out of your back door to how you're going to be enjoying the space, and that's ultimately where design starts. Reason number two is how this design is ultimately going to tie in with your lifestyle. So once you've thought about how it's going to feel as you walk out, we're going to be thinking about how the space is going to be used. So some things to consider is, are you wanting to create a space where you can have an outdoor kitchen? Do you want to dine outside? Do you want to have a space to lounge? Are you looking to entertain a lot of people? Is it important to have a TV outside? Is it more important to have a pool? Is it more important to have a bigger patio space for further entertainment, and you want, maybe your backyard to spill in, your patio to spill into the backyard, so that you can hang out there with your family? All of those details are going to ultimately help you design the perfect backyard. Point number three, a design is ultimately going to protect your investment. I can't tell you how many times we've seen people skip the design process and ultimately end up regretting it because the project didn't turn out to be what they had in mind. A lot of times people are investing a lot of money, and it's always painful to see people invest money into something that they don't ultimately end up loving. Reason number four, it helps to set clear expectations. Here at Ace of Decks, once we have a 3D design done for you, then it's very easy for us to hand it over to an architect. Now, there's two different phases. There is the design phase, which is very heavily focused on things like how you're going to use the space, some of the aesthetics, the finishes, and it makes it very easy to visualize it because it's a rendering of your backyard, your home, and it just makes it very easy to make some of those final selections for your project. From there, that's handed over to an architect. Now, an architect is going to come in and dictate exactly what we're going to need structurally to make sure that this space is going to be safe, is going to be usable, and ultimately it's going to pass all the inspections and meet all the requirements for code. Reason number five, when you're building an outdoor living space, you ultimately want it to not look like an addition to your home. You want it to feel like it was always meant to be there. So creating that balance with your home is a big part of the design process, because you're able to scale things to the size of your home. So if you've got a huge home, chances are you're probably going to need a little bit of a bigger space to kind of fill in that backyard space that you have. If you've got more of a smaller home, maybe it's about figuring out how to maximize your space and fit as much as we possibly can without making it feel crammed. Lastly, last point, design ultimately solves problems before construction ever begins. So if you've ever had a construction project done, whether it be interior or exterior models, you know that there's a lot of moving parts, and a design can be a way for everyone to know exactly what's expected of the project, to make sure that you're happy with the end result and to make sure that ultimately your contractor delivers on the vision that you had in mind. Outdoor design ultimately matters because it determines how the space functions, how it holds up, and how it feels to live in. So I hope these tips have been helpful in your outdoor living research. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us or stick around, follow us for more tips on outdoor living spaces. Take care. I'll catch you in the next one.